It's recorded.
Called the draining board meeting on February 25th, 2025.
3 people here.
Do we have minutes?
And then, yeah, from meeting before.
There's also since the last meeting was canceled, I just wanted something on record as to why.
Okay.
That's what that is. So that 5 years from now, next drainage board secretary is going through there, they'll know why there's no minutes.
Jimmy, you on?
Answer him.
Do what? Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. We're ready for business.
So first comes the claims, Tom Excavating for
You gotta
47.
approve the minutes.
Oh, we're gonna do the minutes first. What meeting is it?
What meeting?
There's two,
I don't have them.
I don't have neither.
I thought I put them in front of you. June 28th, I didn't.
Maybe you got, get my pages up, give them.
Okay, I'm slipping, you guys. Okay, January 28th. And then this one here is just, look, for the record.
Why we canceled the meeting.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
We're all here on this one.
I move we approve the minutes from the January 28th meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
So moved. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Did Kenny,
Kenny, you with us?
We on the minutes or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the minutes.
I agree with him. Kenny on the well back.
Now we'll move to claims.
Wait,
the other
let's
side.
do this other.
So we need a motion to approve whatever this is.
Why we canceled the meeting last time.
Okay, well, we canceled the meeting.
Second.
All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
I oppose. So
Kenny on
moved.
the well back.
Now your claims.
Okay. Our claims, this is claims, Tom's Excavating for $4,765. And Burkhart Swagger for $11,452.83. And it's in the fund.
What'd they do? Give us some.
Yeah, it's a 24-inch tile. They worked on possibly 8 holes, repaired little footage in a couple of them, and mostly patched cracks in the others, or joints, instead of digging it up. I mean, it's all quartered. The whole tile needs repaired, but they turned down raising the maintenance last year, so they're working with what they got money-wise. Hauled in dirt, and like I said, 8 holes roughly. I didn't drive out through the field, but on Ludwig's property where the outlet is.
Make a motion, we pay as a claim as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
So moved. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So moved.
Kenny on the web.
Kenny, you approve? You. Thank you. Now we're gonna move on to old business. Little Crane Pond, approval of resolution.
I spoke to Kyle yesterday, and he's been in talks with Pat, and we're trying to work out some dates to,
Trying to work out a meeting. He's now filling in as the utility board attorney. So
and then he said representing the drainage board
I asked him if that was a conflict of interest, but I didn't think so.
would be you and Pat. So we can't have a third member of the quorum.
So we just want to table it?
Yeah,
Been on there for
it's been
4
tabled
or
for
5
5
years.
years.
We'd like to,
So do we have to,
What's one more?
we have to have a motion for it to table it? No.
At this point, there's just nothing further. But it is in the works now that the attorney's
okay,
back on the case.
we were in there, we got taken advantage of by the trees was in there and they're ours, and when they die, they're there.
Yeah.
And then when it died, it was ours.
Right.
I'll have to do hand labor.
Yeah.
And that's the reason it got put on the thing to try to solve
The
this problem.
residents didn't want the drainage board to go in and cut the trees.
to clear.
But then when they died,
Yeah, yeah.
and they didn't want to cut them
Yeah.
down, so it was the drainage board.
And that's the reason we're trying to get some sense of a worked out arrangement, right?
Like Kyle said, nobody wants it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody wants it, but nobody wants to see work done in there. Yeah.
So,
All right, the next thing is Crane Pond obstruction in the easement.
That's Wendell's with fire pit.
Oh, yeah, he sent me pictures on it. You guys see it?
Yeah, I showed him upstairs.
I've seen it in person, so I.
So how do we proceed with something like that? Do we send him a notice?
We had a question upstairs.
Okay.
If the people are maintaining it clear to the ditch, why does he need to go in there and mow it?
Well, some places aren't maintaining it to the ditch. This person may be, but the person on each side may not.
Oh, okay.
And
You know,
yeah, because
I've
he
been
showed
out there
me,
through
he showed me
there
a
lately.
video and the tractor would, he couldn't get around him to get, just to keep going just right around where he has to mow.
What's the address for the fire pit?
We ended up getting John's repair service to go out there and they hauled it out with a truck.
Or what?
When they dug the ditch, they hauled
Oh.
dirt out with the truck. And on down further, it's trees and you got a snake. Wendell did open up or Rickner did open up the easement last year or a year before.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Those people that got that fire pit down there
Road.
has thrown rocks into the creek.
Yeah, he sent me the
Oh,
picture.
he did?
Yeah.
Did you see the pictures?
No,
That's,
I've seen that. I saw it. He took me out and saw that. So, I don't know what to.
I don't know how to stop them from doing it.
we sent them a letter last year and Jim and I went out there and put out flags. They basically ignored us.
So the fire pit people got a letter saying they were in the easement.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Did the letter say that we wouldn't be responsible for damages?
I do not know the extent of the letter.
Maybe they need to, I could see Wendell's point.
Yeah.
He has to mow it because it doesn't get to mow it. And then these people stick obstructions in there and can't mow it. So I see Wendell's point, but I see the owners, but
Yeah.
they know that's 75, might be 75 feet on that particular property.
or maybe he could even get him to move it enough just so he could get his mower in there,
Looks like it's built in the ground. How they gonna move it?
Well, I mean, it's just rocks. I mean, I'm just doing a little, you know what I'm saying?
Gordon, the problem
Yeah.
out there, Randy Miller surveyed those lots off and there wasn't anything wrote on the deed about an easement there.
So you can't really do nothing then. Right?
Well, there's an easement, whether it's on the housing additions papers or not.
Oh, yeah?
I was thinking there was an easement, but it was from the center line of the ditch and wasn't 75 feet.
Yeah, there was something about it, yeah.
Yeah.
There was something different about it, but I thought there was.
I thought their
an easement.
property lines went to the opposite bank and then they measured from the opposite bank back out on 75 feet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a.
And it encompassed part of the ditch. But Pat was suggesting earlier, I look and see about the legality of the regulated drain.
Only because I was looking on the county's GIS and it showed the legal drain actually stopping further north. So let's make sure that this is
Legal drain.
Yeah.
legal drain.
Yeah,
You know, that's, I mean, it's the county's GIS, so it's not uncommon for it to be wrong. But yeah, before we get too crazy.
yeah, not, you know, Kenny, can you hear me? Hey, Kenny, this is Chuck. If you get Wendell to give me that address of that, the actual address of that
I
house,
can text him.
cause I probably know some of them people out there, you know what I mean? That live in Crane Valley. I know a lot of people live out there.
I'm looking at the aerial photograph, and I don't, nothing shows up on the aerial photograph as far as the fire pit, but this is probably newer than this photo.
It's there because he took me a ride and I saw it about last summer.
Okay. Is this the one that Martinez?
I don't know.
Eric Martinez was doing something out there. He was doing something for a homeowner and then
I sent him a text.
maybe this is it.
He had something else on, he couldn't be here today, so.
But we do need to try to work with them, but if Kenny doesn't, Wendell doesn't keep it clean, they're
Yeah,
not gonna keep it
But
clean.
even on their deed, Raymond, it says that they don't have no right of way on their deed, but we still show we have a right of way.
We don't show necessarily if it's a regulated ditch, we have a 75-foot easement on it unless it's
By law.
reduced.
Unless we reduce it.
Yeah.
And we did reduce it in a couple places.
For
spots.
for Paducah with the pool, we
Yeah.
reduced it with the hold harmless agreement
Yeah.
because of his pool. You know, there's another one in there with
So-
a fence or two.
There's a good legal question.
Yeah.
Because if the
That guy that built the pool there, he signed the whole harmless agreement.
Yes, yes.
I've got it in my office.
So
What we need
if
to-
the recorded subdivision shows a smaller easement than the drainage board, are there two easements? Or does one supersede the other?
Good
That's-
question.
Barry,
that's a-
we need to find
That's a Kyle
find out
person.
Kyle person your question.
If the housing addition doesn't show it, but it would still be an easement by Indiana code, whether they showed it or
I
not.
would think the drainage board easement would be the one that would
Supersede or
supersede it.
would think, but I mean, if the code's worth anything.
But you may have to spend a bunch of money to enforce it. I don't know. Is it worth it? You know what I mean?
uh-huh.
And I mean, if Wendell can get around it, I can make up a whole harmless agreement.
Yeah.
But for a fire pit,
Well, I mean, it's,
Fancy fire pit,
it's bricked,
paving stones or something.
It's
paving.
principle,
Yeah,
not that it's a fire pit.
It's-
The next
it's the
person
fact-
might
it's
build
the
a
fact
building
that-
there.
If that is a legal drain, and I think it probably is, we may be in there doing work if we damage something that they put in the right of way without our permission, we shouldn't be liable.
That's right in the code, as far as the writing of the code, if anything's damaged in the easement.
that's where you gotta be careful about moving the easement down, like we did on the swimming pool. That was controversial. We didn't all agree on that, but enough agreed to let it go. You know what I mean?
So what do you think? Send a letter to him, go talk to him,
I'll
or
let them do some investigating.
Yeah.
Probably a letter
from
once we determine it is a regulated ditch, send them a letter from a lawyer,
Uh-huh.
or more than us.
And whether they move it or not, they need to be aware that.
Then you decide to hold harmless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need, yeah.
We'll need to work with Wendell where he can do his.
Get through there and do his
Do
thing.
his thing, you know?
Drive over.
Yeah. That's the problem.
If they're bedded in good, it probably wouldn't hurt nothing, but.
If they're better, right?
Yeah.
Do you want me to get the address to you?
I sent Wendell a text to get it.
But usually, even the city gets involved in that, you know what I'm saying? When you have
If we
something
can
done,
get
you
them
got to
involved, because it, now, I mean, it's more than stormwater department. The subdivision ordinance is Mike Kraft's.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Fallstein, them guys, you know, they have to go get a permit if they're gonna put that in there, and it's all, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That guy, one of my customers, he put a shed in his backyard, I swear. He didn't get a permit, he had to go down and get a permit, and I just had to move the shed like 2 or 3 feet where they told him to put it.
Well, and that's, I mean, so to put pavers down, does that take a permit?
Yeah,
Okay.
cause you know what I'm saying?
This is permanent.
Yep, it's permanent, you know what I'm saying?
If it's permanent, yeah. Should.
I talked
Just
to-
say they got a permit.
So here's the question then, if the city looked at it and they did get a permit, was the city looking at the
Ditch easement?
the easement that's part of the subdivision, or were they,
Mm-hmm.
Or at least,
they weren't looking at the drainage board
Well,
easement?
there weren't any easement if they got it right against the ditch, and it's basically right against the
Okay.
ditch. There's no room to go in between it and the ditch. You can walk, but that's about it.
A mess.
Yeah. Kind of like,
Ain't gonna get worse.
kind of like people buy an acre in the country and they want 1.5 acres to control, you know what I mean?
I'd probably reach out to Jerry Falsnight and
See,
see what Jerry says about it, you
It
know what I mean?
That is city.
Yeah, that's city.
I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's something.
But you know, he might be able to help us, you know what I'm saying?
Most of
Get
it.
pressure from both
I
sides.
think
It'd be nice if they had moved it back 10, 20
Yeah,
feet.
that's exactly,
20
you know
feet.
what I'm saying? Just enough to get him.
Because eventually if that ditch needs dug again,
Yeah, and you
you don't
got
have to get a dump truck in there again.
and equipment,
Mhm.
Last year.
so we gotta solve it. Maybe Jerry could help us. Reach out to Jerry, see what he says.
No.
It's gonna cost a lot more if you gotta truck all that dirt out,
Yeah,
you know?
well, I mean, surely with Jerry, because I'm telling you, everything that, you put a shed in the city, you gotta get a permit, and they gotta tell you where you put it.
So they may not have got a permit.
Exactly, you see what I'm saying? He could say, hey, you didn't get a permit, then you guys got to move this back, we need you to move back this far, you know what I'm saying? It's worth a shot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just table that too?
Yep.
So then we move to new business, I see none. Other business, spray program discussion?
I don't know how much you want to diagnose this stuff.
Hey Kenny, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, while he's handing this out, do you mind if I use your stamp for the minutes that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
voted on?
I was gonna tell you that.
Even if you can't hear, you don't. YouTube's just gonna have to share.
All right.
No, I got these two.
Mary? Hey, Mary,
Yeah,
you still got it, don't you? You still got
do I
my,
still have it?
Oh, can't read it.
I cannot hear you.
I'm seeing, I got glasses, hey, we all got glasses.
What'd you ask me?
I got my driver's license, not my reading.
That's as big as I could make it and still keep it on one sheet.
Yeah.
The other one breaks it down into, each ditch is broken down on that. But the big one shows you what we started out with at the top, and then we added a few more that next time, and then we added more. We added 6 ditches last year, not real long ones, some of them are pretty short. But I was talking with Gordon earlier, Gordon's on board with preventative, go ahead and keep spraying them if they're 16 cents a foot, and that keeps them have to come in later and cut things, well worth it. So if you guys are on the same board as far as go ahead and keep spraying what we've been spraying, and they should get cheaper as we go. I mean, if the stuff dies and they got to put less on. And then I have the Dillon Winslow Tuttle, which is a ditch, open ditch and tile combination east of Fairmount. They're getting ready to replace or work on the Tuttle tile, which is going to take most of their money out of their fund. You still want to spray them? Last year, we paid the spraying out of the ARP fund. That is 59,000. If you want to pass that around and pass it back, I can't lose that. That's the only one I got of those.
Yeah, I see it earlier.
Do you have a list of the spraying that I can put with what you handed around? And put with the minutes?
This is what we paid out of ARP last year.
Yes,
Do we have any more of now?
that I'm not sure. I don't know what the condition of the ARP fund. I was not involved with the acquiring or the spending. Are you familiar with the ARP fund, Mary?
Yeah,
How much is left in the fund?
nothing,
Nothing?
nothing. We did the spraying and then we used the rest of it. Can't remember the ditch name of the farm. Simmons.
Yeah.
And the rest of it went from general drain improvement fund. Whatever was left, we used
So,
HO
okay.
Seward,
Okay,
so there's nothing left.
so there is no ARP money.
Yeah.
But there's money in these funds
Yeah.
to pay for their spraying.
Yes. There's a couple of them that will be close to the dollar. I'll make sure before I get Chad to give us a price for them, I'll make sure that there's money in the funds before I put that ditch in the rotation. So I have all the ones that we've done last year, and then the Dillon Winslow Tuttle, if they're gonna spend the money on the tile, then no on the spraying.
How much in the road would it get?
I'm gonna guess they're gonna take everything out of the fund to do the tile and probably be donating money to accomplish the tile. So it'll be out and Dillon Winslow, $1,400 roughly.
What's it bring in?
That I'm not sure. You know how much the Dillon Winslow and Tuttle brings in?
Probably not that much in a year.
I don't know. It's got 40-some thousand in the
If-
fund.
If they're gonna be working on the tile, does it need sprayed this year?
It's been in the rotation.
You wouldn't spray the tile anyway.
Huh?
You wouldn't spray the tile, you'd be spraying the open ditch.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's sprayed every year except for 23, so it probably could be skipped. I mean, it's not gonna be detrimental, and then if they get a fund back next year, go back on next year.
How much comes in then, Bill?
Oh, wow, almost 6,000. $5 an acre, $20 home
Almost
size.
6, well, then,
So there should be money in there.
They'd repay it next year then. Or this year.
it won't be in the red that long.
Right.
Probably could be, probably could, yeah.
Go ahead
It
and
may,
spray it.
it may have money in it by the time we spray it.
It'd probably get pulled out of it before they spend it on the tile.
So
Who's to ask them? As far as the property owner or not? Forget who that was that came in.
what's the tile? Do you know who farms those?
It's
things?
No, I don't know. Peacock's on the open ditch, but I'm not sure on the tile ditch.
Well, regardless, if we need to spray it, it won't be in the red long.
No.
It'll just be in the red till the next
I'd
collection.
say leave it on then.
I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I just know I want the ditches that mine can spray because they don't always get them killed. And you gotta spray them every year, and especially mulberries are tough to kill. And if you don't get them, well, this year, maybe you can get them next year and kind of set it back. Cause I used to spray them all the time, and one year you kill it, but it comes right back next year, so. I can't judge for all the others, but mine, I think we ought to
You know
spray them
about-
every year. loans of money to do it.
Sounds like Pat and Richard are on the same page.
Yeah.
Spray them and keep it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got another ditch is the Baker Ditch up by Landis and 69. They just started a fund last year, was the first year that collected. But part of it, the landowners have kept clean, and I think it'd be to their advantage to go ahead and spray it while it's clean.
Yep.
Another question would be, another ditch in question would be Fadley and Owl. The Fadley and Owl dumps into a finger off of Pipe Creek. It had been cut off. I don't know if the brush is still small enough to
spray.
spray or not, but if it was small enough, that would, I think there's around 1,000 feet. I don't think it's even 1,000 feet of open ditch that the Fadley Owl dumps into and then goes to Pipe Creek. But would you be on putting that on? As far as a short prong of Pipe Creek, if we're gonna have the gentleman in the county spraying ditches, we might as well get the best bang for the
Yeah.
buck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for spraying as many as we can.
Yeah,
So,
Cheaper spraying than it is to clean them out.
yeah.
Last year, we got Waters and Polywalk on maintenance, which are prongs off of Middle Fork. They have money in them. At the top end of the Waters ditch is Stephen Ritchie, and they have been maintaining their ditch for over a mile, mile and a half. Downstream from them, there's a stretch that hasn't been brushed. It's going to take a lot of money to brush. Ritchie has already invested his time and effort into keep getting the ditch cleaned. Would you want to go ahead and start spraying on Ritchie, seeing how he's already got it to that point where it's maintainable, and he's definitely a big donator to the fund.
I would think so. Yeah.
And then Polywalk, the
Raymond,
last stretch of Polywalk was more. Go ahead, Kenny.
James Franklin that starts 38th Street did Middlesworth buy that and got an excavator over there cleaning that?
That I'm not aware of.
We sprayed that 2 or 3 years ago, and we need to spray that over towards where Audie Burker lives there at Sweetser Road. That needs to be on the spray program. It was at one time. They come in there
Yeah,
and killing that stuff.
Sims Franklin's on the spray program, definitely on the spray program, and it has a couple of spots that we're not spraying.
Yeah, down there where Needler lives.
Yes. And then north of him who was the next owner north of him? Was that Burroker?
Yeah, Audie Burker.
He's in favor of cleaning that on him, wasn't he?
I don't know if it's Middlesworth or who has there's been 2 excavators over there and been just sitting over there, okay? And nobody's come after money, so never said nothing to them. But when we come in there and spray, those boys that sprays for us, that sprayed part of that, done a heck of a good job of killing that stuff over there.
Well, if they get that brush off of there, we'll just have Chad Baker spray it when he's here if they get it off in time.
Yeah.
Okay. The Polywalk the Polywalk has a stretch from 1,000 south to the north that one of my websites shows that it's been brushed and the other side doesn't show it being brushed, so I need to go down there and see if it's been brushed. If it's been brushed, they've got a fund, might as well use it to spray it.
Yeah.
All right. So I got 5 more ditches to add on. We got no ARP fund. As long as they got money.
Yeah.
At the current time, they're charging from 16 cents to 26 cents a foot to spray. As far as the spray program, that's pretty well all I've got.
Next thing is,
We need a
We
motion.
need a motion to officially add this power.
So,
I move that we go with Raymond's recommendations for the 2025 spray program.
do I have a second?
Second.
You got those written down? Okay.
The second-
Mary's probably gonna need them 4 minutes.
I second you.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. Next thing is Middle Fork set hearing date.
have one and pass it down. It's just a cut, this is just a head,
Fingers, working very well.
it's just a snapshot of how many acres, $10 an acre, $50 a home site. Shows how much it will bring in a year. Down towards the middle bottom, it's got Grant County 169, Madison County 91, and the amounts that they're both gonna contribute at that rate. We got with Madison County, Cindy, Mary, and me, and got, we believe, all the parcels from Madison County coming into it.
Finally?
Yep. They got a brand new surveyor and they were cooperating, so we let them go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to get it done while they're in the mood.
So that's how much it'll pull in, and Mary's figuring out some dates for consideration for a hearing.
Okay, if the assessment roll's ready to go, the earliest I can go is April 29th. And then I can go any one after that.
Works for me.
Works for me.
Yeah.
So they just need to vote to accept that date. And then I'll need a report of the surveyor to put in this.
Okay.
So is this gonna be an 8-year or 4-year?
8.
8?
I'd say.
8, unless they nix it.
Unless they fight it.
Yeah,
Yeah, call it 8 and
yeah. Call it 8, and if they say no, well, put it 4. If we keep spending it, it will never stop off, shut off, you know?
once we start spraying it every year.
Yeah.
As bad as it
You
is.
gotta find it first.
Yeah.
Gotta find it first.
Yeah, have you been down to Middle Fork?
No.
Oh,
Bad.
bad. Joe Sword was I think about 14 or 15 when they cleared him the last time, and he's 85 or 6. It's not been done.
So is the minimum 25? Is that what this is?
That's
It says
the
parcel.
Up at the top, it has it too.
Okay.
The parcel, we definitely had to have the parcel for Madison County because we had no way of calculating their acreage and their Rigdon town lots. And on Grant County, I could come up with the acreage, but it still is a minimum.
So we need a motion then?
Yep.
What was that date?
April 29th.
So I need a motion for April
The
20.
next one, if that would be May 13th, if you guys want to go any later.
Works for me.
So I have a motion to make for April 29th.
Yeah. At these rates with an 8-year.
At these rates at an 8-year
Collection.
collect.
Pat made the motion.
Sure.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Kate's on WebEx.
Yeah.
Would you
So
say-
moved, he said.
Usually it's louder than that.
Um,
Okay, so the only thing I need before I get these mailed out though will be the survey report because it says in the letter, the survey report's attached to the assessment roll in the drainage board office.
How soon are you want to mail them out?
To do the 29th, I need to mail them out by Friday.
This week? Okay. You gonna help me make a surveyor's report? You gonna, me and Cindy?
Am I gonna what?
Are you gonna help me make a surveyor's report? Or are you gonna,
I can. Well, if you get me the township and sections, I'll just make it and you can sign it.
okay.
All right, seeing no other business. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Jumped all over that, Gordon.
So moved.
You've been in town long
Okay,
enough
so
today.
that was really quick. I know Gordon second, he motioned. Yeah. You guys are on it.
When someone's asking, don't make them wait.
That's a rate.
What? I got a question. Where,
Too late, we adjourned.
where do we stand on Clark Street going over to CIE?
Me and Wendell have talked about it and we're gonna talk more once we get past Ridge Run.
You know,
He-
when we're gonna have a
Wendell's
hearing?
Wendell's taking off to Florida, and then when he comes back, him and me are gonna get together and look at it more in depth.
Okay. Well, CIE's gonna wanna go down along 18 there and cross under and get the east end of their grain bins there. So we're gonna need to know what's going on up there. I mean, they're gonna end up having to spend quite a bit of money to get under 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And yeah, so it's part of that sewer too, won't they?
you know, let's keep that a moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked with Wendell, I don't know if it was this week, last week.
Well, but I don't think the tiles down where they'll come under.
Because we're gonna have to let Jeff Hartz know, so he can't make a decision. I don't imagine he can make a decision out there anymore. Imagine they're gonna go to Chicago to a decision. Won't spending big money like that.
Yeah, we'll get
Probably about the same
distances and
They'll call for locates.
talk about it with Wendell and get a better profile on what he's wanting to do out there.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. Meeting's adjourned, Kenny.
Have a good, what's the weather on Florida, Kenny?
Here, everybody's looking.
So. When's that one due?
That's what it is here.
Yeah. And don't need my heavy coat today.
Yeah, I want to wear it.
Have it.
It's pretty nice out there today, but.
Because it's February in Indiana.
Guys, be careful.
Because he keeps talking and
See you, Kenny.
and make him go away. Who wants to see me hang up on him? Bye, Kenny.
Okay, we'll see.